Good afternoon. This is Headline News on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. $1 billion 5-year program is underway as government moves to make compressed natural gas the preferred fuel for the nation's vehicles. Appearing before Parliament's Joint Select Committee today, officials of the Ministry of Energy admitted that the program to convince people to convert to CNG has not been as successful as they would have wanted. But Oswald Adams of the Ministry of Energy says they are optimistic that this will change.
Yes, it is going to be a 5-year program. That is over 5 years, and it's phased in terms of course, if you're going to do the conversion, you will have to have new stations, you'll have to have centers for conversion, you will have to do all the necessary things that will support it in terms of the problems that you had with the old stations. You want to eliminate them. So things of the rate of filling up the stations, we have set a limit on that so that if someone comes to fill their vehicle with CNG, within a minute and a half, you will have to, the vehicle has to be filled. So all these things will need a certain amount of engineering to ensure that we can carry this out.
One of the issues is infrastructure and the pipeline to take the CNG to stations across the country.
There is one at present, but there will be need for some expansions into outlying areas. But basically, it is a program that is now being thought out. It's now being getting the necessary approval. It will be possibly about $1 billion investment. But once you switch to CNG, you find that you're reducing the use of some of the liquid fuels.
There are currently 8 CNG-outfitted service stations across TNT. Also appearing before the Joint Select Committee this morning were officials of the sports company. They were again questioned about the status of the Brian Lara Stadium, but could give no definitive date on when the stadium, which is long overdue and over cost, will be completed.
It was going to be finished at the end. It was going to be delivered to the people of Trinidad and Tobago at the end of February 2010. Could you shed some light, please, on that as to is it ready? Is it going to be finished? And has the cost escalated?
Obviously, that deadline has not been met, so that what we will do is get from UDCOT the new deadline and the cost.
Would you say that all the deadlines are dead? Because this is about the 10th or 12th one.
Well, it would appear so.
Social Development Minister Dr. Amory Brown is urging students of the St. Michael's School for Boys not to allow circumstances to shape their lives. The minister had breakfast with the students this morning and promised an increase in the number of scholarships to be made available to them.
More of you from next year are going to be able to be involved in this scholarship program, focused on the same areas that you mentioned here today. So that's something very promising for the future.
And overseas, researchers are today saying that the magnitude 8.8 earthquake that rocked the west coast of Chile last month was violent enough to move the city of Concepcion at least 10 feet to the west and the capital Santiago about 11 inches to the west-southwest. The quake also shifted other parts of South America, including the Falkland Islands and Fortaleza, Brazil. Stay with us for another news update in 1 hour right here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network.